y'all, back with a 2 Cent Tuesday. Today we're talking about asparagus bed preparation stuff for the upcoming season. This is asparagus bed that we've had in place about 3 or maybe 4 years now. Something you probably know about asparagus. If you don't, it takes about 3 years for asparagus to make after you set the crowns, but you can purchase 2-year-old crowns. That's what we did here. So we wasn't able to harvest it the first year we planted it, but then the following year it was ready to be harvested. But once you harvest you're able to harvest your asparagus. Normally you'll harvest it for maybe 6 to 8 weeks or so in the spring, but after that you want to let your asparagus grow out and actually fern out, and you'll get several feet tall, and you'll think, well, they don't even look like asparagus anymore. But what it's doing is actually storing energy as it ferns out like that and grows. It's actually storing energy in the crown down below the ground for the upcoming season. So as it does that, it's very important that you let it, continue to grow out through the summer and the fall. And after your first killing freeze, how hard a freeze that was. If you got, down in the single digits or something, you might be able to do it then. But what we like to do is wait about another 30 to 45 days after our first killing frost, because it's going to take a while, especially when you got such a thick mass of the ferns and the growth above the ground. It's going to take a while for it to fully die back or kind of brown. See how there's still a little bit of green in there that I'm cutting out, even though it's been 45 days since we had our first heavy frost back towards the end of November. But as you cut that back, you're just getting it ready for the upcoming season, because the ferns are actually your asparagus. As it starts preparing for the next year, it will actually, instead of suckering out like some plants would and coming out here, it'll actually come out from below the ground again from the roots. So it's good to just go ahead and cut those stalks off even with the ground. Then we like to come in here and mulch that. And depending on what region you're in, if you're in a more northern state, you're going to want to put several inches of mulch or compost above it. In the central Texas area, we just need a little bit, just enough to protect it. We don't get near as cold as some other regions do, but we'll come back in here and put a good, maybe an inch or so of compost or mulch above that. Go ahead and mix in a little bit of animal manure. It's a good time to do that as well for the upcoming season. And as you're doing this, it's a good time to pull any weeds or grass or anything that may have got started in your bed, because once it grows up like this, and it's really hard to get in there and weed. But as you get it cleaned up, get your mulch on it, and then as we get closer to spring and the stalks start emerging again, you'll have a good clean bed to be able to come in here and harvest your new crop. Thank y'all, and happy gardening.